I need you to tell me about the Zenith private account.
What account?
The one with $1 million in it.
It was for protection. I can explain.
7 years, Roland. I paid this rent, I bought this food, I sent money to your mother at your request, and you sat on $1 million and watched me do all of that.
Vivian had been cutting her salary in half for 7 years. Every month, without fail, she transferred money into the joint account she and Roland shared. She paid the rent on the Abuja flat in Wuse 2. She paid the utility bills. She bought the groceries, settled the generator fuel, and quietly covered the gap whenever Roland's business ventures failed to produce what he promised they would. She did all of this without complaint, without accusation, because she believed they were building something together, because Roland had told her with eyes full of sincerity that things were hard, but they were in it as one, because she loved him. She worked as a senior procurement officer at a federal ministry in Abuja. Her salary was substantial, not wealthy, but enough to keep them afloat while Roland's textile import business found its footing. That was the story. That was always the story. 7 years of footing. She cooked before leaving for work at 6 in the morning. She ironed his shirts. She attended his family functions in Enugu, even when her own mother was ill in Lagos and needed her. She sent money home to her mother through her personal account, the small one, the one Roland did not know about, the one she had kept as a quiet emergency line since the 3rd year of their marriage, when something in her gut had started whispering things she was not yet ready to hear. She did not listen to that whisper for a long time. She started listening on a Tuesday in March. Roland had left his laptop open on the dining table. He had stepped out to take a call and left his email visible on the screen. Vivian was passing through. She was not looking, she was not snooping, she was simply passing through with a cup of tea when the subject line of one email stopped her feet completely. Transfer confirmation, Zenith private banking, account balance update. She stood there. She did not touch the laptop. She read what was visible on the screen from where she stood, and what she read rearranged every single year of her marriage in under 30 seconds. The account balance was $1 million, not naira, dollars. $1 million sitting in a private account while she had spent 7 years paying his rent. Vivian set her cup of tea down very carefully. She walked to the bedroom. She sat on the edge of the bed. She stared at the wall. Roland came back inside 2 minutes later and called her name, and she answered him from the bedroom in a voice that gave nothing away. She said she was tired. He said okay. She heard him close the laptop. She heard him move to the kitchen. She sat on the bed for 11 more minutes without moving. Then she got up, washed her face, and went back to making dinner. She did not say one word. She was not ready yet. The first thing Vivian did was call her cousin Chisom. Chisom was a lawyer in Maitama who handled property and financial disputes. And more importantly, Chisom was a woman who did not panic and did not talk too much. Vivian told her everything in one phone call on her lunch break, sitting in her car in the ministry car park with the engine running and the air conditioning on. Chisom was quiet for a long moment after Vivian finished. Then she said, "How long do you need?" Vivian said, 3 weeks. Chisom said, "Then we start tomorrow." They started the next morning. Over the following 3 weeks, Vivian performed the most difficult role of her life. She came home every evening, she cooked, she sat across from Roland at dinner and asked about his day, and listened to him talk about fabric imports and supplier problems and market challenges, and she nodded at the right moments, and laughed at the right moments, and touched his hand across the table the way she always had. She was present, she was warm, she was Vivian. But behind the warmth, she was walking. Chisom had connected her with a financial investigator, a quiet man named Bernard, who worked out of a small office in Gaki. Bernard did not need much. He needed the bank name, the account holder's full name, and time. Within 10 days, Bernard had mapped Roland's financial structure from the inside. The Zenith private account was the main reservoir, holding $1 million. Feeding into it were 3 other accounts, one in a commercial bank under a business name, one tied to a Lagos registered property company, and one that moved money through a holding structure Bernard said was designed specifically to hide assets from a spouse. Designed specifically to hide. Vivian read Bernard's report in Chisholm's office on a Friday afternoon. She read every page. She did not cry in that office. She had already cried, alone, in the shower, at 5 in the morning, where no sound reached Roland's ears. What she felt reading that report was not grief anymore. It was clarity. She had been financing a man sitting on $1 million while she stretched her government salary across their entire household. While she sent small amounts home to her sick mother and apologized for not being able to send more. While she had quietly buried the idea of starting her own business 3 years ago because she told herself the timing was not right, they were not stable enough yet. While she had done all of this, Roland had sat on a fortune and watched her carry weight that was never hers to carry alone. She left Chisholm's office that Friday and drove home and made his favorite meal, ofeaku with soft white rice, and sat across from him and listened to him talk, and she smiled when she was supposed to smile, and she said good night when it was time. 3 weeks was what she had asked for. 3 weeks was what she used. On a Monday morning in April, Roland woke up to an empty bed. This was not unusual. Vivian left early for work most mornings. He stretched, checked his phone, saw no messages from her, and went to the bathroom. He came out, dressed, went to the kitchen to make coffee. The coffee tin was gone. He stood in the kitchen and looked at the space where the tin usually sat. He looked around. He opened the fridge. Half of what was usually there was missing. Her things specifically, organized and absent, as though someone had made deliberate choices about what to take and what to leave. He walked back to the bedroom and opened her wardrobe. It was not empty. It was half empty. Clothes were missing. Shoes were missing. The small jewelry box she kept on the top shelf was gone. He called her phone. She did not answer. He called again. She did not answer. He called Chisom. Chisom answered on the second ring and told him in a calm, measured voice that Vivian was safe, that she was not in danger, and that his lawyer would be receiving a document by end of business that day. Then Chisom ended the call. Roland stood in the middle of his bedroom in Wuse 2 and felt something he had never allowed himself to feel in 7 years of marriage, the full, unguarded weight of what he had done. The document that arrived with his lawyer was not a divorce petition, not yet. It was a financial disclosure demand, detailed, precise. It listed account numbers, balances, transaction histories, and the names of every shell structure Bernard had uncovered, including the Zenith private account and its $1 million. At the bottom, in Chisom's careful legal language, was a figure. Vivian's calculated contribution to the marriage over 7 years. Rent, utilities, groceries, household expenses, money sent to Roland's family at his request, converted, totaled, and presented as a formal claim. The figure was substantial. Roland called her again that evening. She answered this time. He said her name. She said, "I'm listening." He said he could explain. He said the accounts were complicated, that it was business protection, that he had been planning to tell her, that he had always intended to tell her when the time was right. She said, 7 years, Roland. There was never a right time in 7 years. He said he was sorry. He said it twice. He said he missed her. He said he wanted her to come home. She said, "I am home. I moved into my own apartment this morning." He was quiet. She said, "I want you to understand something. I did not leave because you had money. I left because you watched me suffer and chose silence. Every month I stretched myself thin and you sat on $1 million and let me do it. That is not a mistake. That is a decision, and I have made my own decision now." He did not speak for a long moment. Then he said, "Can I see you?" She said, "Have your lawyer call Chisom." She ended the call. 6 months later, Roland's settlement was finalized. The terms were Chisom's terms. He paid. He did not fight it, perhaps because fighting it would have required exposing the full structure of his hidden assets in open proceedings, and Roland valued his reputation the way some men value their lives. Vivian used her share to do the one thing she had postponed for 3 years. She registered her own procurement consultancy. A small firm operating out of a clean office in Maitama, 3 staff members, and a client list that grew faster than she had planned because her reputation at the ministry had been impeccable for years and people trusted her name. She did not think about Roland every day. Some days she did not think of him at all. But one evening in November, 8 months after she had left, she was locking up her office when a car pulled up outside. Roland stepped out. He was thinner. He was dressed well. He had always dressed well. But something in his face had changed. The sureness was gone. He asked if he could speak with her. She let him stand on the pavement outside. He said he had made a mistake. He said he knew that was not enough. He said he had been thinking about what she told him, that it was not a mistake, it was a decision, and that she was right. Watching her build something of her own from nothing made him understand the size of what he had thrown away. Vivian looked at him for a long moment. She said, "I know." She said it without anger, without performance. It was simply true. He asked if there was any way forward for them. She picked up her bag. She looked at him one final time, calmly, clearly, the way a woman looks at something she has already made peace with, and she said, "You had 7 years to choose me. You chose silence instead. I have already built my life around the choice I made. I don't have space to rebuild around yours as well." She got into her car. Roland stood on that pavement in Maitama and watched her drive away, and for the first time in their entire history together, he understood exactly what he had lost. Not the wife who paid his bills. The woman who would have given him everything and asked for nothing more than honesty in return. That was what he had sitting right in front of him for 7 years. That was what he had hidden $1 million from, and it was gone. She did not look back. She had learned of her 7 years of marriage to a man who kept secrets, that looking back was the one luxury she could no longer afford herself. Not because the past held no meaning, it held everything. Every year she had given. Every morning she rose before dawn to make sure he moved through his day with ease. Every dinner, every ironed shirt, every moment she chose him over herself. She remembered all of it. She was not running from it. She was simply done carrying it. The farm grew steadily through December and into the new year. Vivian hired a 4th staff member, a sharp young woman named Stella, fresh from university, hungry and precise, who reminded Vivian of herself at 24. She mentored Stella the way nobody had mentored her. She paid her well. She told her, "Never let anyone make you feel that your sacrifice is invisible. Make sure you see your own value before you ask anyone else to." Stella did not know the full story behind the advice. She simply wrote it down. The day Vivian's consultancy landed its first federal contract, a procurement audit for a government agency in Abuja, she sat at her desk after everyone had gone home and allowed herself one quiet moment of feeling everything at once. The exhaustion of the years, the loneliness of the 3 weeks she had performed normalcy while dismantling her marriage in silence, the fear on the morning she had moved out, carrying boxes into an apartment that felt cavernous and strange, and underneath all of it, steady and unmistakable, the extraordinary relief of a woman who finally belonged entirely to herself. She poured a small glass of wine. She sat at her office window looking out at the Maitama skyline. She said nothing to nobody. She simply sat with her own life and found that she was, despite everything, deeply, honestly, and completely fine. Was Vivian right to leave in silence, or should she have confronted Roland face to face first? Drop your answer below. If this story touched you, please like and subscribe. Share it with someone who needs it today. And drop a comment. We want to hear from you. God bless you.